Shedeur Sanders falling in the draft is due to an old concept called buck breaking. Buck breaking is a slave term for back in the day where they would take one slave in front of all of the other slaves and they would beat and abuse him so badly that nobody else would ever dare try what he tried again. They're going to make an example out of him on a public stage, humiliate him, and make him the example of why you don't try anything like that ever again. That's what they're doing to Shedeur Sanders. The NFL owners got together. At some point in time, all 32 owners got together and they said, hey, we're going to make a message out there to not only Shedeur Sanders, but to every player trying to come in our league that you better get in line. If you don't do what we like, if you don't act a certain way, if you don't do what we say, you can't play football in our league. Doesn't matter how good you are, doesn't matter how much film there is. This league is about politics. And if you don't get in line and do what we say as the NFL owners, or what we agree is a good look at as the NFL owners, we're going to outcast you. We're going to blackball you in front of the entire world, in front of everybody growing up, everybody watching TV. We are going to blackball you in front of everybody in the entire world so that nobody ever dares to be as confident as you are. Nobody ever is going to try to play for their father like you did. We are going to make an example out of that boy. That's what the NFL owners are doing to Shedeur Sanders. This goes back as old as time. This isn't a new strategy. The NFL owners just brought that old strategy of buck breaking to the NFL platform. And now it's public for everybody to see because they're doing it to Shedeur Sanders, one of the most popular, most talented, most ready NFL players. The owners are showing everybody it doesn't matter how good that boy is. If he doesn't act the way that we want him to act, he'll never play in our league. There's not a single quarterback in the NFL draft that's better than Shedeur Sanders. Now that we've seen so many quarterbacks go before him, let's run back the film. Cam Ward is not better than Shedeur Sanders. Jalen Milroe, Dylan Gabriel, Tyler Shuck, none of those guys, Jackson Dart, none of those quarterbacks are better than Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur should have been the number one overall draft pick in the NFL draft. But his personality or his confidence and the fact that he played with his dad and the fact that it was a family business and public on social media, the NFL has outcast him because of his character. We have literally never ever seen anything like what is going on right now in this moment in time. The NBA playoffs are the best playoff events to watch because the game changes so much. As soon as the playoff starts, the refs stop calling as many fouls. There's no touch fouls. There's none of these drawing fouls and fake contact. It's just, hey, start playing basketball. But the crazy part is that you see teams going from scoring 120, 130 points a night to now all of these games are being played within the 80s and the 90s. These guys are literally cutting down 30 or 40 points a night just because they're not calling fouls anymore. It makes the NBA way better to watch. Some of these guys when they get they are trying to draw the contact foul and they don't get it, they look at the ref amazed because they're like, what happened? I've been getting that call for 82 games. Things are different in the playoffs. In the playoffs, you have to play real basketball. You have to put the ball in the bucket. It's street ball. It's not the same NBA that you're used to. That's good for the sport. The Lakers are going home. You can tell every single game they don't have the pieces. Luka Doncic can be sick if he wants to. He was going to play exactly as well as he played in this game. There was no part of his illness that slowed him down or made him play any worse. So, sick or not, he was on the floor for the Los Angeles Lakers, and they still couldn't handle the T Wolves. The whole time they were fighting back, but it never really felt like the Lakers were going to win. Even after LeBron hit all those threes, they were still tied up with the T Wolves. So it's like, come on. The Lakers don't have a shot in this series. The Lakers are going to go home and either 5 or 6 games to the T Wolves. And it looks like the T Wolves might give the Lakers the gentleman's sweep. Even when LeBron has huge games, you can still tell that he's running out of juice. He doesn't move as fast, he doesn't jump as high as he used to, but also LeBron just looks like he doesn't care as much as he used to back in the day. There were clips of the game last night of him, he's down 7 points with 2 minutes left in the game, and he's laughing and joking and like pushing, like him and Anthony Edwards are pushing each other back and forth. Where is that in old basketball? That didn't used to exist back in the day. This is the NBA playoffs, and Anthony Edwards is trying to send LeBron home, and he's laughing and joking. The old LeBron would have flipped a switch and just dominated the game, took it over, and made sure that Anthony Edwards never thought that he could play with him ever again. So not only can you see that LeBron's fading away a little bit on the court with his speed, but LeBron's attitude and his will to win isn't the same. At this point, I don't even think LeBron cares if he wins anymore. He's just out there playing because he wanted to play with Bronny. Anthony Edwards is beginning to surpass some of the old GOATs. Everybody gives him the Jordan claim, but we're really seeing that come into fruition now. Where Jordan got to the point of his career where he was hunting Magic and Larry Bird, and then he just finally surpassed him after a while, that's what we're seeing Anthony Edwards begin to do. He's not scared of Kevin Durant. He's not scared of LeBron James. He's not really scared of Steph Curry either, but we haven't seen him figure out that magic yet, but he's working to surpass these other guys, and he's getting to that point where Anthony Edwards is becoming a top 3 player in the league. So he's only going to be the face of the NBA in the dominant future. You're good, you're good. So Anthony Edwards is going to continue to be the face of the NBA for the foreseeable future. He's the most electric, the most fun to watch, the most energetic athlete that the NBA has right now. The only other option for face of the NBA is Jason Tatum, and nobody wants to watch Jason Tatum. The only people who like Tatum are Celtics fans. Shamar Stewart at pick number 17 is a horrible pick. Shamar Stewart had 4.5 sacks all of college. With that being said, you could have gotten him or a guy like him at any point in the draft. So I don't understand why we leapt up and his we leapt up and got him when he didn't need to be taken, first round pick 17. So we're taking a hope on a guy based off of potential. Based off of potential, he could be one of the best in the league. He's 6'5", he's fast, he's strong, he moves like a freak. Based off of potential, he really could be one of the best defensive ends in the league. But why are the Cincinnati Bengals always drafting off of potential? Why don't we just draft a guy who's already proven something so that we can just get a for sure zinger? Demetrius Knight out of South Carolina is a great draft pick for the Cincinnati Bengals. He gives us exactly what we need at the outside linebacker spot because he's fast. He's fast and he's older, so he's going to give us a day one starter. All that the Bengals are looking for in the draft is guys that can come in and play right now. And with Demetrius Knight, we know right now he probably doesn't even have to show up to training camp. He's going to be the Cincinnati Bengals starting outside linebacker. The Bengals still have more spots to fill though. That's why I don't agree with their draft pick of Shamar Stewart because we don't know what we're going to do with Trey Hendrickson. So Shamar Stewart may not even start on this year's team. Meanwhile, we had gaps to fill at DB, linebacker, corner, and then offensive line and running back. The best thing that the Cincinnati Bengals are doing in this draft is that they're drafting all SEC players. SEC players have played better football competition than anybody else in the country all year. The SEC schedule is closest to the NFL schedule out of all college programs. So every player on our team has gone through that for multiple years, and that's going to translate. Those guys are going to be able to come to the NFL and be day one difference makers just because of their time in the SEC. That's going to matter. Al Golden seems to be drafting very strategically, trying to fill gaps, but also trying to draft players that fit his scheme. And the theme is speed. Outside, the Bengals are going to have speed at D end and outside linebacker. Inside, Joe Burrow is going to be protected because now we have a huge offensive guard from Georgia who we know can play ball because he's already blocked guys at an elite level.